Hey there everybody, hello, how are you? And welcome back to the channel. So glad to have you here. Definitely, yay, that's good. A lot of you know me as a Beatles channel, and I also show a fair amount of Elvis as well. But a couple days ago, I was on Doc Dacus. Check him out, he's got a great channel. You need to watch Doc Dacus, he's great. But on the weekends, Doc does a live chat, which is really good fun, and I really enjoy watching his live chats, and I participate from time to time. So it's really kind of cool to be a part of Doc's chat. But I was on his chat just recently and talking about Lisa Marie and the passing of her, passing away. Trying to pull my thoughts here together. And one of my viewers, Gary Hall, he was watching. Hey, Gary, how you doing? This video is for him. He wanted me to do a video about Lisa Marie. Well, I wasn't planning on doing a video at all about Lisa Marie because it's kind of a sensitive area for me, actually, because I do have some tie-ins with her, and we'll get into that in just a second. So that's why I didn't do a video on Lisa Marie passing away, that's for sure. But I did talk on Doc's live chat, and like I said, I was one of the people on the live chat, and I talked briefly a little bit about Lisa Marie and all of that passing away. And so he wanted me to kind of just talk a little bit more about it, which is kind of neat because not too many people have had the experience that I have had in this. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into my video and kind of talk to you and tell you about it all. I've got a very good friend of mine that I've known for years and years, and his name is Jim, and I'll just leave it at that. Jim is a very good friend, like I said, and he was going to Graceland and just going through the tours just like everybody else, and struck up a conversation. Wasn't really an Elvis fan. Jim is kind of a very casual Elvis fan. I mean, he'd come back and ask me questions. And yeah, I do know Elvis, but I'm definitely a big Beatles knower and collector and all that kind of stuff. So I could help him a little bit with his Elvis questions, but I certainly am not an expert like a lot of you are, and a lot of you that have got channels out there. But anyway, don't tune me out. You're gonna find some fascinating stuff in this video, and I don't want you to miss out or click out and not watch the video, because it is really fascinating stuff, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And you'll really get a kick out of hearing some of the stuff I've got to say. But anyway, Jim would go to Graceland, and he went 1 or 2 times, and then 3 times, and just kind of casually was there. And at that time, Minnie was still alive, which was the grandmother. And Minnie, for those of you that are Elvis people, will know Minnie, about her. My friend Jim and Minnie ended up being very, very good friends. So Minnie was great friends. And at this time, Vernon had passed away, which Vernon passed away in '79. And Minnie was around and all of that. And Minnie basically, Vernon was involved, but Minnie ran everything. Nothing got past Minnie, and nothing ever got okayed or not okayed without Minnie. Minnie was basically in charge of everything. So next thing I know, we're going to fast forward here a little bit, not drag it out too long. But Minnie invited my friend Jim to start to have dinners, Sunday night dinners at Graceland. So what a huge, unbelievable opportunity. So Jim would call me and say, I'm flying back out to Graceland this weekend and going to go have dinner at Graceland. I'm like, yeah, right. Sure you are. Yeah, you'll have dinner. Yeah, you'll just sit around and eat in the dining room of the estate. And he goes, well, I have no idea where we're eating or any of that kind of stuff. But he said, you know, I'm going to be doing that. So basically, Jim shows up. He's got clearance to be in Graceland. And at this time, Sunday evening, the house is closed down. And Jim has a great opportunity to have dinner. And there's the cousins, the relatives. They're all in the dining room at Graceland. just like a family meal, just like Elvis Presley would have it himself. And all the family, and they're all just there, and everybody, and Minnie introduces my friend Jim to Priscilla, which Priscilla's there, and Lisa Marie. So they strike up a conversation and start chatting and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, this is early days, early on. So we're talking a little bit later here. So they still keep coming back. Jim keeps coming back for dinners, and just because he got invited by Minnie. And Minnie was absolutely very sweet, very open. And next thing you know, Jim, my friend, asked out Lisa Marie. So we're talking about Lisa Marie now. And Lisa Marie dated my best friend, one of my best friends, Jim. And they dated before Nicolas Cage and before Michael Jackson and all that. You know, Lisa Marie had 4 different marriages. But before any of these people, she dated my friend Jim. And Jim was not a celebrity. Jim was not a, you know, he's not a Hollywood actor or anything like that. So Jim didn't have any pedophile to kind of follow with all of that. But Jim did get me some cool things from Graceland, which is really neat. One of the cool things is this, and this is a copy, but this is Elvis's will. And this is really fascinating. So in page 4, actually page 3, let's start off with 3. Let me get my glasses. Talks about, we'll go back to page 3. Talks about Vernon being the sole survivor of everything. And it talks about it right in here, about Vernon being the sole survivor and financial person of the estate to take care of the affairs and the finances and all of that kind of stuff of that. And then when he passes away, Minnie should take care of it. And if Minnie should pass away, it does mention and talks about Priscilla being in charge, which it's not on that page exactly, but being in charge. And like I said, this is extremely rare. This is not the original, so I don't want you to go, oh my gosh, there's no way you could have the original papers. No, this is a copy, but it does have all the signatures, and it has all the paperwork and everything for being the original paperwork. And like I said, this is a copy of the will and testament of Elvis Presley, or as it reads in the will, Elvis Aaron Presley. And this is very cool. So back to my story of Jim dating Lisa Marie. They went out lots of times. They were together lots of times. They did travel together. They did things together, my friend Jim and Lisa Marie. But the sad thing was, Lisa Marie was really very, how can I say it? She was really fast for my friend Jim. I won't bore you with too many stories, but one of the stories was, you know, they went into a restaurant, and this was in Memphis, and she basically is a little bit more than a teenager at this time when Jim was dating. So this is early on. This isn't like 6 weeks ago or anything like that, or 9 months ago or a year ago. Like I said, this is before Nicolas Cage, and this is before Michael Jackson, before she did that. Had to do that or whatever. They'd go into a restaurant, and Jim would say, you know, how long is the wait? And they would say, oh, we're up to about 45 minutes or something like that. And she would basically say, no, I want to be seated now. And they said, well, I'm sorry, miss. We don't have any tables right now. We do have an extent wait, and you'll have to wait either at the bar. We'll be more than happy to accommodate you. Or you could sit here in the lobby and wait. She goes, no, I'm Lisa Marie Presley, and I demand to have a table right now. And he said, well, we've got all these people ahead of you. And she said, I don't care who's ahead of me. I want my table now. And she said, started pounding on the podium of hostess. And basically was saying, I'm going to be seated right now, or else I'm going to burn down this place almost. I mean, she didn't say that, you know, I'm kind of exaggerating that part, but the other part is definitely true. And they would fly out, you know, they would go skiing in Colorado, Jim and Lisa Marie, and she would cuss out the people in the hotel, and she would be furious with them because this wasn't right or that wasn't right. And Jim told me Elvis would be very disappointed because Elvis was a kind, humble, very generous, appreciative man. He really was. He was very generous. And you know some of the stories of Elvis and read about him, about Elvis giving Cadillacs away and diamond rings and all that kind of stuff and houses. Lisa Marie was not like that at all. I think Elvis would have been very disappointed in the way she turned out and the way she acted. And I think that's a lot of reasons why she didn't last in marriages either. But she would call Jim last minute and say, we're flying to Colorado, or we're flying to Chicago, or we're flying to, you know, it'd be for the weekend to go do something. And my friend Jim lived in one state and Lisa Marie was in Memphis. And they still would, you know, Jim would fly to Memphis and, you know, he still had a job and he, you know, still had to make bills meet and all that kind of stuff, to where Lisa Marie just basically wanted to party and play all the time. So I can understand how Lisa Marie could be a real party girl and wanting to do all of this. And there were times where she threw glassware, I'm trying to think what I was trying to say, champagne bottles and glassware up against the wall because she was mad about certain things and different things, like being in the hotel and something wasn't correct. And she would call them up like at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, and they would say, we don't have anybody. And she would say, well, I'm Lisa Marie Presley, and I demand to have somebody come up here to take care of me. So Lisa, she got a lot of money at an early age. Vernon has passed away, and Minnie has passed away. Minnie passed away in 80, and at that time, she inherited a lot of money. And I forgot, I wrote it down, and I don't want to get it wrong, but, you know, I wrote it down of how much money she actually did make as a young person. But she basically was very, very rotten in the way she treated a lot of people. I mean, yes, she had her good side. I don't want to get the story completely just rotted. I'm telling you from facts. I'm not telling you from some book I read. I'm not telling you from some TV show that I watch, which a lot of people watch TV shows or watch movies or read a magazine and, oh, Elvis was like this and Priscilla was like this and Lisa Marie was like this. These are true, actual, real stories. So they aren't anything made up or anything at all like that. Like I said, my friend Jim dated her for about a year and a half. Yeah, almost a year and a half. And Jim was getting very tired of being with her. One, he wasn't a celebrity, like I said earlier. And two, he just couldn't keep the status that she wanted. She expected very luscious and very nice things. And Jim even said in the very beginning, I can't afford to go out and buy you, you know, diamonds and whatever you want, and all that kind of stuff. And she's like, oh, that's fine. You know, I just want companionship. That was her big thing. She just wanted companionship at that time because she, like I said, you know, losing Verlin and then losing Minnie was horrible because Minnie was always there. Minnie would sit down and they would sit in the front room and talk, Lisa Marie and Minnie, and they spent many times talking and chatting about life and talking about how much she missed her dad. And so Minnie was really the rock in her life. And I really feel as if when Minnie passed away, she fell apart and she started doing drugs and she started drinking. Lisa Marie started doing all this. And, you know, like I said, and she dated Nicolas Cage and got married. And then she with Michael Jackson and got married. And that was really... By that time, my friend Jim was out of the picture. He was long gone because, but they kept in touch. They talked on the phone, and Jim was kind of like really surprised about Lisa Marie wanting to be with Elvis, to be with Michael Jackson. But she really felt sorry for him because of all the stuff that was going on. At that time, there was molestation and, you know, and all the kids and all this, you know, I won't go into all this stuff. But she talked to Jim, and they would talk on the phone and all that kind of stuff. So it's horribly sad that she's passed away, but from the lifestyle that she led and the wild life that she did live, it's amazing. I couldn't see her carrying on many years. She had 3 albums that she put out, and she had several children. She had 2 twins, and then she had a boy who committed suicide, and that just devastated her. My friend Jim talked to her during that whole time and was devastated. Lisa Marie could barely keep herself mobile, alive. I think she might have even tried to take her life. I'm not sure. Jim didn't really expand on any of that. But she basically lost life after that, after her son committed suicide and all of that. So yeah, so this is kind of a different video than what I'm talking about usually. And like I said, and it's kind of cool to have this, which is actually very, very cool, very rare. Jim did get this for me, and Jim got me a few other cool collectibles. He never got an autograph of Lisa Marie for me. He kind of felt as if that was kind of taking away trust. He got this for me just as a... Lisa Marie would just give stuff away. You know, she would give Jim all kinds of clothes. She bought clothes and bought a car for Jim and all kinds of stuff like that. And she was generous at times. She really was. So not all of it was bad, but she still was a wild child, that's for sure. So I want to thank my viewer for wanting to know a little bit more about Lisa Marie. Yeah, there really weren't a lot of real crazy stories. There were some other ones, but run long enough. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Those of you that are watching, comment down below. What'd you think of this about my friend Jim dating Lisa Marie? Pretty crazy, huh? Isn't that something? Yeah, so Jim's a great friend. It's been a number of years since I've talked with Jim. I've kind of lost contact. We both have moved different ways, and I haven't been able to talk to him in probably about 10 or 11 years now. But Jim is a great guy. Good guy. And I really kind of miss talking to him. But yeah, like I said, kind of lost track. You know, as you move away, you lose friends and gain new friends when you move someplace. But anyway, so like I said, comment down below. Let me know what you think of this. And I thank you so very much for watching. Thank you for this late video of Lisa Marie. But there you go. Lisa Marie and my friend dating Jim. Jim dating Lisa Marie, and Lisa Marie dating Jim. How about that? For about 1.5 years almost, like I said. Alrighty, thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you being here, and I appreciate you commenting down below, like I said. And I thank you so very much. And as I say on my channel, I'm out of here. Take care, everybody. See you on the next fun video. Yeah.